We're basically fitting Strata PDS system to the shuttle car and a silent zone system to CM27. The system is to prevent interactions between the plant and operators basically. So we've got 4 of these flame-proof generators mounted at the 4 points of the car, 2 at the rear, 2 at the front. The generator creates a magnetic field or a bubble around the car. We then use MST cap lamps, which have a little coil in them. When it detects the magnetic fields of the car, the cap lamp will send a signal back to the hazard alert system and either slow down the car or stop it. The generators themselves have got a couple of LED lights on them, so a blue light for power, an orange light to say you're in the warning zone, and a red light to say you're in the danger zone. We'll just take a look down this end of the car. So for everyone in the district, there's a flasher warning module up there. When the lights are white, that means the system is powered up and there's no hazard alert events close, so no one's in proximity to the car. If the light goes flashing yellow, that means someone's in the warning zone. If it starts a solid tone and flashing yellow and red, that means someone's in the danger zone. Up here we've got the main IM enclosure for the Strata system, so that's the interface module. All of the hardware interfaces back to this unit before interfacing to the Komatsu system. If we come up to the front of the car, we can see we've got another of the flame-proof generators, and that's a Strata J-box to interface the system. Take a look around this side. So on the driver's side, front of the shuttle car, we've got another generator located here above the conveyor motor. Just coming back, we've got another generator at the rear of the car. This here is a Komatsu interfacing enclosure. So this is the link between the Komatsu system and the Strata IM enclosure on the other side. All the inputs and outputs go through this box. We'll just take a look in the cab of the shuttle car now. You can see up here we've got the Strata display pod. So this unit's got a bunch of LEDs which give the operator an indication of what's happening with the system. There should be one blue light to indicate that the system is powered up. There'll be 4 green LEDs on the outside. These indicate the 4 generators of the car. When the lights are green, that means the fields are up. So the system is looking for a cap lamp in the vicinity. So you can see here, I've walked into the warning zone, which would typically slow down the car. You can see the LED lights have changed. I'll now walk into the stop zone. So this indicates that we're in the stop zone. The shuttle car will be automatically halted. Over here we've got the Strata bypass enclosure. This system can be locked out. If you release this, it'll put the system in bypass, take power off the Strata system, and yeah, basically just holds all the relays healthy. In the cab here, you can see we've got this, this cable run which loops around the cab. It's clearly identified by the yellow heat shrink. When the cap lamp is in proximity to the silent zone, the cap lamp will not send a message back to the car to say stop or slow down. So that's how we get away from nuisance tripping. As soon as the operator was to leave the cab, the system would trip. We've had 2 representatives from SIMTARS come to site and basically provide independent testing of the PDS system and how it interacts with the shuttle car and the miner. So a couple of the tests they've done is a peanut test where they tram the shuttle car onto a 32 metre by 20 metre grid, and then they walk metre by metre with a cap lamp, and they basically map the fields around the car very accurately. So we've tested that with the Strata TPL2 cap lamp and with the MST ICCL cap lamp. So we'll just demonstrate what happens when we walk into the 2 different zones. So we'll walk into the warning zone first. So we're in warning now. You see we have 2 beeps with the red flashing twice as well. We'll now walk into the danger zone. So we have a solid tone and a solid red light, and you can hear the car as well. After they conducted the peanut testing, we've been carrying out simulation testing. We've mocked up a sort of underground cut-through scenario here with the CM and the shuttle car. We've had test dummies fitted with cap lamps standing on the miner, and we've basically conducted real-world scenarios where the shuttle car drives up to the miner to be loaded. We've had break-off to the left, break-off to the right. If we didn't have the silent zone, when the shuttle car comes in to be loaded by the CM, the MST cap lamps would trip. So with CM27, we've got this silent zone fitted here. If, with the scenarios we've been testing, when the shuttle car approaches the CM to be loaded, if someone is standing not on the platforms, the shuttle car will trip, will automatically slow down and stop. When people are standing on the platforms, their cap lamp will be in proximity to the silent zone, so the car will be able to tram in like normal, be loaded, and then tram out without any issues. So I'll just demonstrate this now. So you can see the cap lamp's happy. If I go to step off, there's a short delay. So the system's tripped if the car was in the vicinity. So on the miner, we've got this Strata flame-proof enclosure here. This is what the silent zone loops are fed from. Basically, we've got two silent zone loops on the miner. One loop does both of the rear platforms, and the other loop does these two front areas here. The reason there's two loops is because you can change the field size generated by the loop via these push buttons. As this area is a larger area and this platform can be extended, we have to bump up the settings for the front silent zone, where we can keep these rear ones at a lower setting because the platforms are only smaller. You can check the field settings for both the left-hand field and the right-hand field via these little windows here. You've got a little indicator, and you can change the field sizes by pushing the button. We've got a button down here which isolates the fields, so basically fields on, fields off. We've got a couple of different functions that we can operate from these three buttons on the cap lamp. You can see we're currently in the danger zone of the car. If someone was trapped and we had to bypass the system to move the car, what we can do, we can push buttons 1, 2, 3. That puts the system into bypass for 1 minute. You can see the car has stopped flashing to indicate it's in the stop zone. So you've now got 1 minute to move the car into a safe position and move the cap lamp out of the area. Another function of the Strata system, you can do a remote shutdown of any vehicle in the panel fitted with a Strata PDS system, any vehicle that's line of sight. So if you push any two of the three buttons simultaneously, it'll cut power to the machine. So yeah, it's cut power. It drops the main MCB.